Hey everybody, welcome back to homerecordingmadeeasy.com, and here on my YouTube channel. In this video, this is the second video of the hardware kind of hybrid transformation I'm doing in the studio. If you didn't see the last video, the link will be in the description box below, where I actually showed, we listened to A/B back and forth between raw tracks that were ran through our Neve 1073 preamp, Neve 1073 EQ, and Neve 2264 compressor, and we compared that to raw audio tracks in Studio One. This time out, we're going to look at the second test, which is a little bit more apples to apples comparison, because the last video I took raw tracks and compared them to tracks that were not only run through a preamp, but also through a little EQ and compression, so they're going to sound a little bit more stark of a difference. This time I took those same tracks and all I ran them through was our Neve 1073 preamp, and let me just kind of show you that over here. Let me get the iPhone out. Okay, so in this video, we're going to just compare the tracks that are run just through the 1073 pre. Nothing is going through the EQ or the compressor. They are both bypassed. Nothing is going through the tape simulators or the SSL bus compressor here. It's only going through the Neve. Okay, so we're just running it through the Neve. Shut that off here. And so we're just running the tracks through the Neve, reprinting them and re-recording them into Studio One, and then comparing that to just the raw tracks with no processing to see, does recooking or re-recording the tracks through a high quality preamp make a difference to the overall sounds as an accumulative effect, because I'm doing this on 15 tracks as opposed to just one track. So if we look at what we have down here in brown, we have our raw tracks. We have a kick in, kick out, a snare top and bottom, toms 1 and 2, overheads left and right, rooms left and right, a bass DI, a bass amp, acoustic guitar 1 and 2, and a lead vocal. No mixing, just some things panned hard left, hard right, things up the middle. Okay. The only plugin that I have on this, which will be part 2 of our test, is I put the Slate Digital 1073 preamp plugin to see how that compares to the hardware as well. But for now, what we're going to do is we're just going to bypass those plugins, those particular plugins, the Neve 1073 pre. We'll get back to that in a minute. So that's over here in brown. All of those tracks are going to right here to this black track here called raw tracks. I bust it. Okay. The second set of tracks are the ones in yellow here, and these are the same raw tracks that are ran just through the Neve 1073 hardware, back and recorded into Studio One. And you can see that here on my edit screen, all in yellow. Same tracks, same panning, same everything. Those are being bussed here to this pre-only track. Okay, so what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to go back and forth by listening to just the raw tracks and then just the tracks run through the 1073. We'll listen to that, and then the second half of the test will be in enabling the Slate Digital 1073 plugin so we can compare that to the hardware. Okay, so let's see how this all kind of goes. Again, this is new for me doing hybrid mixing. So again, not trying to be overly scientific, but trying to compare apples to apples the best we can to see, do those 3 modules there at $1,000 a clip, $3,000 with the hardware, does it really make a difference compared to just the plugins and or the raw audio? I don't know. We're going to find out. So here we go. So we're going to start off listening to, let me see here, something with these buses here. I got to kind of do it this way. Okay. We're going to listen to the raw tracks first in this little loop. And then halfway through, I'm going to switch. I'm going to mute. And then I'm going to switch over to the hardware printed tracks. Again, tried to level match them as best as I could, try to do the mix as close as I could to try to really see if we could compare apples to apples. So here are just the raw tracks first. Okay, here we go.
Never fits and never combine. Why are you going down? Why are you going down? Sugar, why are you going down? of bad times, we'll portion our stuff and buckets are full. Even by side, in the case of a bad times and desperate moments which can make you stronger. What can you find? What can you try? Why are you going down? Why are you going down? Sugar, why are you going down?
Okay, so that is the difference between the two. Now, again, I don't know how it comes across on YouTube, but there is a pretty wild difference. Now, one is definitely not louder in volume here in the studio, but what I noticed right away, and you'll have to let me know in the comments if this came across on YouTube, is that the hardware tracks, the ones in yellow, seem like there is a lot more openness. It's a lot, I wouldn't say a lot, a little bit wider, definitely has a more sense of depth to it, and just a sense of open. As soon as I go to the raw tracks, it seems very narrow to me, very closed in. Again, I tried to balance the volume of all the individual tracks similarly. Again, it's not dead nuts, but there's definitely a difference in just openness and just width with the hardware. Much more so than I thought. I got to do some more testing here, but as soon as I clicked over, I went, whoa, that sounds so much better just running them through the Neve 1073 preamp hardware, the 500 series. Okay, so that's kind of the difference there. Hopefully you can hear that on YouTube. Let me know. And again, don't be so critical about, well, this is slightly this and that. I know we're trying to just do things, you know, quick, down and dirty, but somewhat apples, you know, we're trying to be as accurate as we can. So again, just keep that in mind. Now, the last thing I want to do here in this video is I want to turn on the Neve 1073 by Slate Digital and just cycle back and forth and just see, just by turning this one plugin on and off, do we hear any difference? Now on that 1073, I'm pushing it kind of hard on all of the tracks. You know, just kind of pushing it. I'm not pushing it into distortion, but we're definitely running through it just to see, do we hear any real difference when we turn all these 1073s on and off? And then we can compare that to the actual hardware 1073. Make sense? Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to start with it off. Now these are just the raw tracks. Okay, let me mute the hardware tracks and we'll just turn this plugin on and off and just see if it makes any difference. So here we go.
Never fits and never combine. Why are you going down? Why are you going down? Sugar, why are you going down? Why are you going down? Sugar. In the case of a bad time, we'll portion our stuff and buckets are full. Even by side.
Okay, so there is a little bit of a difference, but it's a much smaller audible difference. At least that's how it comes through here in the studio. Don't know how it'll sound over YouTube. So now we're going to leave those engaged, and I want to do the same test between these two. I want to go back and forth between these, shut these off, and go to the hardware and just see if there's still that big of a difference, which something I suspect it will be. So let me see. So let's do that now. So let's just start at the beginning. We're going to go raw tracks with plugin 1073 versus hardware with 1073. Okay, here we go.
Never fits and never combine. Why are you going down? time. We'll portion our stuff, buckets are full. Even by side, in the case of about time. Desperate in moments which can make you stronger. What can you find? What can you try? Why are you going down? Why are you going down? Sugar, why are you going down?
Okay, so there we go. So there's kind of the test. Again, it still seems like to me that the hardware Neve, it's definitely got a more openness sound to it. More than I had suspected, more than I thought I might encounter. I thought it would be a little bit more subtle. I think it's a lot more obvious this video than to the last video, because we had the variable in the last video of adding a little EQ and compression on the hardware side. So tonally it sounded better because I kind of really pre-treated it from an EQ and a compression standpoint, where this is just the preamp, no other coloring at all. So hope you found this helpful. Let me know what you think. Leave comments below and let me know, are you into hybrid mixing? Do you have hardware in your studio? Are you thinking about getting some hardware? That's why I'm kind of doing some of these videos, to kind of give you guys some information. What am I experiencing as I'm relatively new to this? And I'm gonna as I'm testing and as I'm learning, this is only day number 2 of me really playing with this stuff, and I'm trying to document it as I go. So I hope you find this helpful. You can leave some other suggestions and comments and questions below. I'd love to hear from you and let you know what you think of this stuff, and let me know where you're at in your mixing journey in your home studio. So thanks so much for watching this video. Now make sure you go to the link in the description box below, homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Make sure you get your 5 free training courses. It's my gift to you just for visiting homerecordingmadeeasy.com, and also check out mixingmadeeasy.net if you want to learn mixing in a very non-technical way. Again, all the links will be in the description box below. Oh, and one other thing, description box below, give you a coupon code YouTube25. Will take 25% off any one of my training courses on my website. So until next video, I've been Dave with homerecordingmadeeasy.com, and I will see you guys all soon. Take care, everybody.